In the words of Jerry Seinfeld, hello, and welcome to Litter Media Live for this 9th of May, 2025. I'm Dan Ramey. He's Mike Smith. Aaron Glandon, chillaxing off camera.
Chillaxing?
He is. Got his feet up there. You can see what... Now, see, if he would have worn the gold tennis shoes that day, we could have really sat there and given him much more of a closer view than... I don't think he could have put his foot up on screen because it would have disappeared.
That's correct.
With our background and everything. Right. So, oh well. Hi, and welcome to our daily show here on Litter Media Live. We do this every weekday about 11 o'clock, getting you informed on what's making news here locally. Not only that, but events coming up and talk about sports. And Mr. History to my right here is all about this date in history. So we'll do that for you coming up before too long, too. But first, the weather.
Cool. Wet. That's the forecast.
But not yet.
Yeah. Rain and cooler today with a high 68. Chance of showers this afternoon and maybe even this evening if you're going out to one of the sporting events that'll be in the area today. Partly sunny and even cooler tomorrow with a high 62. Then rain back on Saturday with a high in the 60s. And Mama's Day on Sunday, sunshine and 70.
Made plans for the wife?
She did. She's coaching at an OVR club volleyball tournament in Columbus. No, it's not in Columbus this year. It's over north of Cincinnati. But the daughter is going with her, and they'll be doing the mom and daughter thing that day. And I'll be back behind, man in the Ford.
He'll be the home security. And the way to go. All right, so... Happy Mother's Day to you, an early happy Mother's Day before we forget to say that before tomorrow's program. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll get you caught up to date with what's making news. But first, we want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 if you have need for a dumpster commercially or if it's residential, they can take care of that. You want to find out what else they do? You can click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their Facebook page where they keep it up to date with all the projects they're working on. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. News is next.
I couldn't even use this arm. I wanted to be able to throw baseball with my grandsons. I couldn't even do that. 2 weeks ago, I was out throwing baseball with my grandsons. So that's huge with me, because I love those boys.
Generally, when people do have weakness that's significant, we tend to want to proceed forward with surgery to prevent a worsening neurological deficit that could otherwise be salvaged.
I wanted my arm back. He got my arm back. Right after the surgery, I could feel my arm. It was gone.
So his problem was in the cervical spine, so the neck at the C4, C5 level on the right side where the nerve exits the spinal canal into the arm itself. So I made an incision on the side of his neck, and it's a quick recovery process. And in his case, I'd say about 90% of my patients getting a single level surgery go home the same day. He was able to go home, about 2 hours after surgery, just to make sure that we're swallowing okay, breathing okay after surgery, and then he's free to go.
Now I can start doing anything I want to, within moderation. I'm not going to overdo it, but he said I'm cleared to do anything I want to. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. You have no idea what it's like not to have an arm that you can use. And I've got my arm back, and it's all from you.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Hopefully more baseball to come.
Yeah, let's pray.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, created in the memory of Bryant Beans Butt, just call 740-703-0611 or email Jim Butt at jbutt6355@gmail.com. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week. And coming up in our sportscast here in a bit, we will announce this week's Player of the Week. Stick close for that. But first, time to jump into news, which you can follow along on our website, littermedia.com, for the top stories that we'll have for you. But we have some other things we'll share for you, too, here on this program.
Yeah, we lead out with a special edition that we had yesterday morning with Arista Hartzler and also Megan Ellis of the Pickaway County Park District. They talked about the upcoming programs in this month of May.
So I have 2 hikes for the public. So we'll do our alien invasion. That's May 25th. It's just to discuss an identification on invasive plant species that you should be on the lookout for that come in and invade an area versus our natives, and then some of our non-natives as well. Then we'll finish out our spring programming with a spring tree ID. So that'll be looking at the headquarters. So if you do want to come and visit the headquarters a little bit early and see what's going on, you can always come to one of our public programs to get a chance to look at that and maybe see some birds on the way. This tree ID hike will mainly focus on trees, but I'm sure we'll see other nature as well. That'll be May 31st. And then in June, we're going to start switching to our summer programming.
And Arista Hartzler, who's on the left side of the screen there, she is the new director who replaced Tommy Davis, familiar to a lot of Zane Trace fans from many years ago. He retired at the end of last year. Huntington Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center FFA chapter is having their career day tomorrow at Hirsch's Fruit Farm on State Route 772. That'll run from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Huntington 8th grade students will rotate through 13 stations listening to speakers talk about the ag industry, career opportunities, local professionals in the ag industry discussing their business, and the FFA chapter talking about what Huntington FFA participants might be able to learn if they become FFA members.
I'm going to try and get out to this tomorrow with the cameras on my way into work.
I was thinking you stopped there last year.
I did, and it was just ramping up. So I thought if I can stop in on my way into work, it'll be underway.
Now, was it Hirsch's last year too, or at the school?
At Hirsch's.
Okay, so you can get some apples while you're out there, or cider, or whatever you like.
I can get anything I want when I stop by Hirsch Fruit Farm. Absolutely. The House Criminal Justice Committee has approved House Bill 37, legislation that would raise the penalty for aggravated vehicular homicides committed by drunk drivers. State Representatives Mark Johnson of Chillicothe and Kevin Miller of Newark created the legislation, which will create a stronger penalty for those who commit the offense of aggravated vehicular homicide and have also previously been convicted of an OVI-related offense. Specifically, House Bill 37 is designed to address repeat offenders whose behavior has resulted in the death of another person. The bill now goes to the full Ohio House for a vote. Despite the fact that it's early May, camping for the 3rd annual Totally Ghoul Halloween Campout at the Ross County Fairgrounds is now available. Yeah, you can get that at rosscounty.hometownticking.com. Campsites will be the first come, first serve. Order your site online or pick your spot when you arrive. That's why they're doing this early.
They tell me the last this place is packed out there for this thing. So, if you want to camp out there, get on it.
And it'll be totally ghoul.
Ghouly, yeah. The Loving Gifts quilts from the Ross County Historical Society Collection Exhibition on now. We told you about this a couple of weeks ago after their annual meeting. Well, it's still going. Just a reminder, through July the 6th. Haven House in Pickaway County has a current need for some donated items. 13-gallon trash bags, 33-gallon trash bags, laundry detergent pods, bleach, and hand soap. If you have any questions, contact them at 740-477-9113. Donations can be dropped off at any time before dark. If you're not familiar with the Haven House, of course, they help those who are struggling as far as domestic violence, that sort of thing. So help them out if you possibly can.
A couple of YMCA events coming up. First, in Pickaway County, it is the Wine and Blues for the Y on Friday, May 17th. That'll be from 6 until 10 p.m. at the Row House 56 on State Route 56, just east of Circleville. And down in Pike County, you can come in and get CPR certified June 1st. That's from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. You don't want to miss out on that. And a couple of notes also, don't forget Gus Macker is this weekend, and they'll be setting up baskets if they've not already started doing that. Should be up and ready to go tomorrow. But play begins at 9 a.m. on Saturday, and then at 10 o'clock on Sunday. That's the toilet bowl rounds, and then the finals will be later in the day on Sunday. Also, mobile dueling pianos taking place at Bishop Leger Elementary up in the gymnasium. That'll be tomorrow night, and tickets are available for that at bishopleger.org. And today, the Ross County Humane Society has its groundbreaking for their new building. Aaron Glandon and I will be on site for this. I don't expect to have a shovel in hand. I'm emceeing. So we'll have several speakers that will be giving some remarks there. You see Executive Director Jen Thomas, Johnny Johnson, I should say Johnny Garage Johnson. He'll be speaking along with Rita Johnson as well, a project supporter. And I imagine there'll be a number of people who've contributed financially for this. It's been a long building campaign. Of course, it started before the COVID pandemic hit, but it's good to see them finally getting to turn dirt and make this thing happen. Be a lot of happy four-legged friends out there.
They'll be shoveling it, and Dan will be spreading it on thick.
You bet. There'll be a lot of barking going on, and it's not the first time I've emceed an event where there's been barking going on, but it'll be different this time. Yeah, certainly. All right, coming up in a moment to take a look at sports, let you know what's going on with tournaments and more just ahead. But first, let's tell you about Haynes Total Healthcare Center, celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of our community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their website, which is hayneshealth.com. Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I got so excited about the groundbreaking, completely forgot about the road report.
Yeah, some work that's being done over in Highland County that'll be starting up on Monday, May 13th, a bridge replacement project on State Route 247 between Brockman Road and Crooked Road. Never heard of either one of them, and I'm from Highland County originally. Work will occur daily for construction. State Route 247 will be closed for 60 days beginning Monday. The detour will be Route 770 to 73 to State Route 785.
Technically, you're kind of just inside Highland County, right?
Greenfield is just across the county line.
And it's like less than a mile, right?
You get across Paint Creek and you're there.
Yeah. It's like the dividing line, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, all right, time for sports, and we begin with high school tennis.
Well, the postseason has already been underway this week with softball tournament action, and now we jump into tennis. Unioto boys saw some kids advance with sectional titles yesterday in both doubles. Lucas Haynes, Mason Thornsberry defeat Minford 6-0, 6-0. Charlie Lewis, who's a pretty good golfer too, Ben Thomas defeated Gallia 6-1, 6-1. And Bryce Derringer lost in sectional final singles to Ironton. Now, Waverly boys tennis had Sam Walsh and Cade Carroll beating Logan Elm 6-1, 6-1 to qualify for the district, while Caden Nybert beat Wheelersburg 6-1, 6-1. Brother Carson defeated Valley 6-0, 6-0, as both of those kids, they could end up playing each other somewhere. And they did, I think, in the SOC tournament, so that could happen again.
Also want to say thanks to Brandon Haynes. He is the coach of the Unioto boys tennis team, and he's been providing us with pictures throughout the season of his kids after their matches. So thank you for that. And, of course, he's with Haynes Total Health Care. So it all goes hand in hand in that respect. All right, see, Hillsboro's Cameron Spruill, she leads the 2024 All-FAC Softball Honors as Player of the Year. Of course, she was our Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week last week. Hillsboro won the conference title with a 10-0 record. And the Hillsboro junior has had 2 games thus far this season where she has struck out 22 and 23 batters respectively. And if I'm not mistaken, she's got more than 600 career strikeouts. It's incredible.
300 this year alone.
It's amazing. Now, if your baseball and softball teams advance to the district or the regional competition at Ohio University or at Rio Grande or Chillicothe via Memorial Stadium, tickets are available online only. You can't get them at the gate. You want to go to ohsaa.org/tickets to get more details.
From the LitterMedia.com scoreboard from last night, high school softball tournament action, Division I sectional semis, the Lady Cavaliers of Chillicothe, who have had a great season considering how young. I think they've got 6 freshmen or sophomores, something like that, they've been telling us. They beat Dublin Jerome 10-0, so they come right back to take on Westerville Central tonight at home for the sectional championship. Now, Division II sectional finals that were played last night. Unioto was a winner. Hillsboro won by a forfeit because Gallia Academy only had 8 players left. Unfortunate. Other sectional champs include Circleville, Logan Elm, Waverly, Sheridan, Athens, Fairland, and Bloom Carroll. Division III winners were Minford and Liberty Union. Division IV winners were Notre Dame, Eastern Pike, Eastern Meg, Southern Manchester Valley, White Oak, and Sims Valley. There's some regular season baseball that you'll find also on our website at littermedia.com on the scoreboard page.
Do you have the games up for what's being played today yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. But one of those will be Chillicothe hosting DeSales in boys volleyball tonight, right?
I believe that's the ninth.
I think that's the case. Yeah. It's unfortunate we're not going to be able to be there for that. We wanted to get that covered, but if you're a parent or a fan, send us a photo of how things work out because the guys have had a great season this year. Yeah. So we wish them well. The back-to-back Prospect League champion, Chillicothe Paints, announcing their promotion schedule for the upcoming season. After a couple of games on the road to start, the Paints will open up at home on Thursday, May 30th at 7:05, and it's opening night. 94 Country and Classic Brands, I believe, always provide the fireworks and everything. And it's also Thirsty Thursday with select draft beer, just $2 for patrons at the Paints game.
A mixed result as far as our Ohio Major League Baseball teams. The Reds lost their 7th straight, falling to Arizona by a score of 4-3. They'll wrap up that series this afternoon with a 1:10 start time. Typically, it's 12:35 on Thursday. But the Guardians won. They beat the Tigers by a score of 5-4 to wrap up that series.
I hope the Reds get to smile like that again soon.
Yes.
Our Athlete of the Week, speaking of the Neil Coleman Insurance, Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week is Abby Marshall of Unioto Softball. She hit a state-tying record, she tied a state record, of 4 home runs in their 37-1 win over Washington Courthouse, while also driving in 9 runs that game. That's a game offensively right there.
And appropriately, this is a photo of Abby last year hitting a home run. She's also the Unioto catcher, and as we told you a little bit earlier, they're sectional champs and moving on to the district round.
Congratulations to Abby. You can see all of those who have received nominations, or not nominations, but accolades this year on our website, littermedia.com. Coming up, this date in history, and where do you have us dialed up to?
Glenn Beck's favorite president from 1914.
I hate that guy.
But he does something on this date for mamas. We'll talk about that.
I'm not saying I hate Glenn Beck. I'm just quoting Glenn Beck whenever Woodrow Wilson's name comes up.
He doesn't like Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah. All right, that's on the way right after this.
You know, when you've been around for almost a century, like older businesses, you know you're doing something right. And one of those is Litter Quality Propane. 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. Litter Quality Propane.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
If you missed our segment yesterday, we had a sit-down with Amy Harris and also Mitch Higgins from Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. You can see that interview on our YouTube channel and also here on our videos page on Facebook. Find out what Accurate can do for you to make you more comfortable at your home or your business. Just click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It'll take you right to their website, and that is accuratehvac.com. Time for this date in history, and this guy spent some time in Chillicothe.
Yes, sir.
A couple of times.
Yes, sir.
More than a couple. We'll explain that coming up.
1914. On this date, we were talking a little bit earlier about how this Sunday is Mother's Day. Well, it was on this date in 1914 that President Woodrow Wilson issues a presidential proclamation that officially establishes the first National Mother's Day holiday to celebrate America's mothers. The idea for a Mother's Day is credited by some to Julia Ward Howe in 1872 and by others to Anna Jarvis in 1907, who both suggested a holiday dedicated to a day of peace. Many individual states celebrated Mother's Day by 1911, but it was not until this date in 1914 Wilson lobbied Congress that Mother's Day was officially set on the second Sunday of every May. And of course, for Dan and myself, our moms are in heaven now, but Aaron, you need to spread a little extra love on your mom this weekend for both of us.
All right.
You sound really enthusiastic about that, Amy. I tried.
He did give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
That
was a thumb.
Or did you give the hang loose?
That was a thumb.
It was a thumbs up.
It was okay.
Just wanting to be sure you weren't signaling mom with something else there.
Woodrow Wilson spent some of his youth in Chillicothe. A lot of the, I can't remember what relationship it was, but he had a family here in Chillicothe, and he would spend his summers here, roaming the streets of Chillicothe. And the way I've heard the story told, and the folks of the Ross County Historical Society can correct me on this if necessary, but apparently he had fallen in love with one of his cousins here in Chillicothe, and she turned him away, and he was heartbroken and didn't come back to Chillicothe, I think, until the Whistle Stop tour when he was president at one point in time. So, yeah.
Well, I know the soldiers at Camp Sherman did that. They lined up like
Right, yeah.
but did Wilson ever actually come to Camp Sherman? I don't recall that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That I can't say. Dick Rutherford, you could let us know.
Yes, sir.
He would know, or Mr. John Darris would know that.
I'd say
Answer
probably
it as well. All right, that's it for today's program. Tomorrow we have a special program which will circle around the Mighty Children's Museum. Details coming up on that, and they have to be super excited because last week they were included in that millions of dollars that was doled out to Chillicothe and Ross County by the governor. So we'll find out more about what's going to happen there for the plans for the Mighty Children's Museum. And then coming up again at 11 o'clock, this program for you as well, our daily show, which will have footage from today's groundbreaking at the Ross County Humane Society, which is where I'm going to head to here in just a moment. That's it for today's program. Thank you for watching. For Mike Smith and for Aaron Glandon, who says, I got you, Mom. I'm Dan Ramey. We'll see you soon.